Well, hey everyone, welcome to Tub Time with Jeremy. I've done a lot of videos here in my tub, and here's another one. I was at the gym for a few hours today, and as I was doing the bench press, I saw a guy get on the bench to the left of me, and he put on two 45-pound plates, and he benched it like it was nothing. Like he did 10 reps, just banging them out one after the other. And he was putting more weight on after that, and doing it like it was nothing. And I was quite impressed. I hit my own personal best on the bench press at the gym today. It was 205 pounds for 3 reps. I can't remember doing that by myself without a spotter ever. Like I think it's the most weight I've done without anyone being there to help me. So after I did that, I got up and I was done with my bench workout. And I slowly walked over to him and asked him if I could ask him a few questions. And I told him I noticed that he just crushed the 225, which was 245-pound plates on each end of the bar. He crushed it like it was nothing. So I started talking to him, and he was a big guy, this big Samoan guy. And I started talking to him, and I could see he was about 25 years old just by looking at him. And turns out he was 25 exactly. And I asked him about his weightlifting journey. He said he's been lifting for about a year, and he's at about 305 pounds for his kind of 3 to 5 rep range, where that's 205 for me. And 305 would be a massive jump for me. My shoulder would probably not handle that, or I wouldn't be able to lift it. This guy was huge. Like he probably could do well over 305. And as I was talking to him, he said his goal was to get to 500 pounds on the bench press, which is an enormous amount of weight. That's like master level weightlifter to be able to do that. And I don't think I'm gonna get to 500 pounds on the bench. If I got to 300 pounds, that would be beyond my wildest dreams. My goal for the end of the year is to bench 225 pounds 5 times. And the fact that I did 205 pounds 3 times here in February is very encouraging. And I'm going to need to continue to work. His advice was to just work your way slowly every few weeks, add another 10 pounds. And so it's kind of like in another month or so, month and a half-ish, if things continue to progress, I should be benching 225 pounds 2 to 3 times. And the purpose of this video is to just acknowledge, be grateful that I got to meet someone. His name was Tom. Cool guy, friendly guy, happy to give me advice. And just enormous guy, like strong, buff Samoan guy. And the second is the miracle of weightlifting. What occurs as you put your body under more pressure and load with weightlifting? Whatever part of your body you're working, it's like when I first started punching the heavy bag, my knuckles bled for a few months, like 3 or 4 months, they would bleed. But slowly, as 3 or 4 months rolled around, I started to have calluses on my knuckles. They hardened up. And now I can punch bare knuckle on the heavy bag as much as I want without blood. And the calluses will just absorb the blows. And the body adjusts and adapts. There's this miracle I'm calling it a miracle of adaptation that occurs by virtue of putting your body under more load, more stress, different circumstances that kind of force it to adapt and to evolve. And as I've been lifting weights, I've really been focusing on it for the last three or 4 months. Just really, I've been doing it more than yoga even. And I love doing yoga. But I'm curious to see how far I can take my body at 47 years old in this weightlifting journey. What's the maximum I can get my body to? And it's a miracle because I started out at lifting the bar with 245 pounders, that's 135 pounds. And that was too easy. I could do 10 or more repetitions. Up and down is a repetition. So I got it to 155, and I found I could do 5 to 7 reps of 155 pounds by adding a 10-pound plate on each. And even that, as time went on, after the first month or so, was too easy. So I went to 165, and that was 2 10-pound plates on each side. And I could feel that being a good stressor to get to 3 to 5 reps, and that took another month or so. And then 185, which is a 45 and a 25-pound plate on each side. It's basically the bar is 45 pounds, and 2 45s is another 90, 135 plus 2 25 pounds is plus 50, that's 185. So now 185 is my 5. I did 7 repetitions of 185 pounds today. 7 reps by myself, which means I probably could have done another 1 or 2 with a spotter. And so now I'm getting to the point where I can do 205 pounds for that 3 to 5 rep range. I'm not quite there yet. In another few weeks, I think I will be though. So I'll be doing a 45 and a 35-pound plate on each side. And then another month or so, maybe 2 months max or so, roughly, based on the miracle that's been occurring so far, my ability to continue to lift more and more weight increases. Because my body, as I stress it with the lifting of the weight, it forces my muscles to push themselves, and then they break down and the body repairs stronger. It's fascinating. And so the result of lifting heavier and heavier weights is that the body repairs itself in a stronger state. And this is true for Muay Thai fighters who kick with their shins regularly on hard surfaces, or those practitioners who stress all of their limbs, their arms, forearms, legs, etc., constantly on hard surfaces. They become very durable, able to block, because the bones become much more dense as they continue to heal the small little cracks that occur by hitting them. So I'm experiencing this miracle that occurs by putting the body under more stress, heavier load. I felt very happy and proud of myself. I did 3 repetitions of 205 pounds, and after the 3rd rep, I was like, maybe I could do a 4th one, but I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to injure myself, and I don't want to put myself in a position where I can't lift the bar up. Fortunately, the benches there have levels of resting spots that you can put the weight once you're done with it. So even if I got to where I could barely lift it an inch, there's a resting spot if I got in trouble. But I don't want to put myself in that position. So how far can this go? My joints are still a little achy, my shoulders especially. So is there some point that my shoulders can't handle the weight? I don't know. So I simply am taking a spaceship into uncharted space, if you will, in this weightlifting that I'm doing. And I don't know how far I'll be able to go. I will continue to eat lots of meat and protein and eggs and some veggies, some fruit, lots of protein powder, and fuel my body. I'm going to go to Mexico and get stem cells this April. So in about 2.5 months, I'm taking another trip to Tijuana, Mexico. And we'll see where it goes. It's giving me something I can control a little bit. I mean, I can't control my age and my achy joints except through a very disciplined diet and getting stem cells and whatnot. But we'll see how, as I'm getting older, how well I can do with this and how far I can take it. And it's fun. It's me pushing myself. If a few days ago I was feeling average, it's because my body's telling me to get with the program and start doing some things with my life. And this feels right. Doing this weightlifting feels right. Out of all the things I could be doing with my life, working out, doing yoga and weightlifting and martial arts and making sure my body's in tip-top shape seems like a pretty good use of time. Out of all the things I could be doing. So it's something I can control and it's fun. And the miracle occurs by taking that effort and feeling that stress and then letting your body take the time to repair itself to come back even stronger. So it's fascinating. The miracle of weightlifting. I'll keep updating as I progress in this journey, and it's fun. It's fascinating. And have any of y'all ever lifted weights before or done anything like that? I'd be curious to know. Thanks so much for watching. Namaste. We'll see you in the next video.